Namaste and welcome to our Sweet Dreams practice. In today's practice, we will perform few asanas to help us release the tension from our back. Our back is the most important part of our body, and let's allow ourselves in this yin yoga practice to wind down, release the tension from the day and prepare ourselves for good night rest. Now close your eyes, open your palms to the ceilings. Deeply inhale from the nose, out the mouth, let it go. One more time, inhale from the nose, out the mouth, let it go. Third and the last time, inhale, out the mouth, let it go. Now leave your eyes closed and feel the effect of these deep inhalations and deep exhalations. Maybe this is the first time today that you filled your lungs with air. Now allow yourself to leave all the events of the day fade away. Allow yourself to arrive on the mat. This is the time you've chosen to invest in the most valuable person on earth. The one you share each breath. This is the rest that you deserve. This is something that you really owe to yourself. Something kind and nice. In this practice, allow yourself to be fully present and may your breath be the anchor of the mind. Blink your eyes open and let's go to our first pose. Release the legs and bend your right leg on the top of the mat. Right chin is parallel to the short side of your mat. Your right thigh is parallel to the long side of the mat. Open your legs on 90 degrees, ideally, but still find the variation that suits you best. And align your chin, left chin, to be parallel on the long side of the mat. Turn your torso forward. Place your hands in front of the right chin and lower your torso down like a heavy blanket on top of your right leg. In this practice, we will use the help of two blocks. You can either place a block beneath your forehead or stick your fists below the forehead. And welcome to deer pose. We will be here for 3 minutes. Close your eyes and allow yourself to fully dissolve in the pose. Imagine your torso is a heavy blanket that is placed over the right thigh. In yin yoga, we follow always 3 rules. Number 1 is to find our edge in the pose. Number 2 is stillness. Stillness of the body leads to steadiness of the breath and stillness of the mind. In yoga, third principle This time we stay in these deep floor stretches for minimum 90 seconds, and today we will be here for 3 minutes approximately each pose. We will release the tension from the back, addressing our legs and hips. This is the time of the day that you decided to invest in yourself. This practice is incredible goodness for your health. There are many clinical studies that show the direct link with sleep disorder and our inability to switch in the sympathetic nervous system, to switch out from the sympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system is the one we operate when we are doing things, delivering on our endless to-do lists, and actually every time when we are being active. In the parasympathetic nervous system is the rest and digest mode, in which we rarely stop. Now let's start to slowly lift ourselves up, and remember that entering in the poses and exiting from them is equally important as the poses itself. Now bring your feet closer to your legs, and let's try to now wave our hips a bit from right to left to slowly massage the hip joints. You can keep your hands behind you and just wave with the legs, with the folded legs like me, or you can lift your hands up and do these movements without hands for even deeper massage. You will go deeper in the hips like this, and you will be also using your abdominal muscles if you choose to keep your hands up. Let's do it for the last time. And next time, when your left leg stops at the top of your mat, keep it there. And now, let's do the pose in the opposite way. Bend your left leg on the top of your mat and place your left chin to be parallel on the short side of the mat. Your left thigh is parallel to the long side of the mat, and you open your legs on 90 degrees if possible. And here again you shape 90 degrees with the chin that is parallel to the long side of the mat. Rotate your torso forward, lift your hands up, and slowly lift your chest up, and slowly start to lower down so that you end up laying on your left thigh. You can stack your fists above each other and rest yourself on the left hip. Hip joints are the biggest joints in our body, and we often collect stress and tension in them. With these deep floor stretches, we are not only stimulating the circulation, which leads to hydration and rejuvenation of the body, but we are also releasing the negative tension that we have collected in our body. This is why yoga has so many benefits for us on the physical level. Yoga helps us improve our flexibility and mobility. On the emotional level, it leads to deep emotional releases. And on a mental level, this is maybe one of the best practices that you can choose to train your mind. We should always remember that yoga was created with the aim to find the ways to control the mind. Yoga, in its root, is all about control of the mind, the body, the emotions, and the energies we have. But the physical asanas appeared only thousands of years after the meditation practices. And this is because ancient yogis needed something to help them allow their bodies to stay longer time in meditation. This is the only reason why physical asanas were created. Today, we always put equal sign between yoga and physical asanas, but yoga is beyond that. So use the time to practice your mind. Use the time of this practice to always bring your mind back to the breath. And if we will jump from one topic to another, every time you leave it unattended. This is the normal behavior of the mind. We, as a contemporary humans, often are not able to keep our mind still for just 2 breaths. Let's slowly start to lift ourselves up, come to the center, and let's again massage our hip joints. You can choose to keep your hands behind you or keep them in front of you and activate your abdominal muscles in this massaging movement, in which we bring a little bit of yang in our in practice. Few more. Enjoy the feelings, the sensations in your body, and if you feel a popping sound from the hip joints, this is the bonus of the practice. This is enough. Now let's come and sit on our hip joints, on our sitting bones. As I said, in this practice we will be using blocks. If you don't have the blocks, I will show the modification of the asana without the blocks, but first let me show how to do it with them. So place the block behind you on middle height, and the next block is in the end of the mat on highest height. From here, let's bend our right leg, and you can take the blanket that you took and place it beneath your feet to soften the sensations. From here, start to lay down and place your block in the end of the lower back and place the other block below your head. Let's rest here. Make yourself comfortable. If your right knee starts to lift up, you can bring your feet closer to the mat to close this gap. If this is too deep, if this pose is too deep for you, I will show now the modification of the pose without the blocks. And for those of you to whom the pose is very deep, you just bend your right leg like this, and you can place your left hand on the floor for additional support, but make sure here you don't collapse in your shoulder. Rather, you keep your left arm engaged so that you protect the shoulder. You can stay here, or you can go backwards and lay down on your elbows. If you choose to stay here, make sure your chin is pointing your chest so that your neck rests, or you can go even deeper and lay down on the mat without the blocks. Although this might be too deep variation of the pose, try the one that suits you best and relax fully in the pose. We will be here for 3 minutes. If you choose to go with the blocks, you will also open your chest and allow your upper body to expand. Breathe here, bring your attention to the breath. You will feel the pulse in your right ankle, in the right knee. We are stretching mainly our right knee in this pose, but you will also feel it in the right hip, also the right gluteus part, the lower back in the right side. You may also feel it slightly in the abdominal area in the right part of the body. You will feel here the opening of the chest and the shoulders, which are going down to the floor. There is a slight stretching, external rotation of the shoulders. Try to keep your attention in the sensations that you feel in these poses. This is mindfulness. We practice mindfulness when we practice observations. And once we learn to understand our physical body, then we are able to go deeper into the understanding of the self. Breathe here and allow yourself to fully relax. Let's start to slowly lift ourselves up. And again, let me remind you to be mindful and very slow when you exit the poses. Straighten the right leg. And let's do the same on the other side. Bend the left knee. And rest yourself down very carefully. In this time of the practice, we have most probably already activated our parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and recovery mode, and this will help us have a very deep sleep this time. Any time is good for yin yoga, but probably the optimum time for yin yoga is the time right before we go to bed. It can be done even from pajamas at home, so that we slide into the bed immediately after the pose. This will be the ideal way to benefit from the deep recovery sleep that comes after these practices are performed at night. Usually we need time to switch from the sympathetic to the parasympathetic system, but what we often do, we stay on the screens or do different activities right before we go to bed. And then we go to bed and surprisingly we understand that we have difficulties to sleep. Before going to bed, we should avoid meals, ideally 2 hours before bed. We should avoid alcoholic beverages. We should not watch TV. Most of us usually do. Nor stay in social media on our cell phones. We should rather read a book, meditate, do yin yoga, or simply rest for a moment before we finally decide to go to bed. These slow activities help us switch from the activeness and the busyness of the day to the rest, recovery that our body needs. Now let's slowly start to lift ourselves up. Straighten the left leg. Remove one of the blocks. Take the other block. Lay down on your back. Step your feet on the mat. Lift your hips and place the block on the middle height below your lower back, and make sure it goes, it feels stable and comfortable. It's in the very base of the spine. Place your hands on the floor and let's continue working for the lower spine. Close the eyes and allow yourself to fully relax. If this height is too high for you, you can place the block on the lowest height, or if it is not enough, you can place it on the highest height. And remember that in yoga, it's healing practice, so don't go very deep. Depth is not what we need. We are searching for comfort, ease, relaxation, and serenity. Let's stay here for another 3 minutes. You probably noticed that your mind is calmer than it was when we started the practice. Breath is steady and the body starts to feel the goodness of the recovery mode that we switched on. You probably feel the tiredness of your body and allow it all to melt down beneath you, beneath the mat. Breathe here. And every time your mind drifts away, gently bring it back to the practice. Bring it back to the breath. Yoga promotes deep sleep, and I'm sure if you learn to adapt in yoga in your routine, minimum twice per week, you will very soon notice significantly improvement in the quality of your sleep. If you have more issues with sleep, you can try to do yoga every day before going to bed for a month, and then write me. I will be very glad to hear about your improvements. Remove the block and rest your legs in our final pose, Savasana. You can take a blanket and cover yourself, or if you're in your pajamas, you can slide right into your bed. Wherever you choose to stay in Savasana, allow all your body to fully relax. Deeply inhale from the nose, out the mouth, let it go. Place your right hand on the belly, left hand on the heart, and follow my instructions for your breath. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, pause, 1, 2, exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause, 1, 2, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, pause, 1, 2, exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause, 1, 2, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, pause, 1, 2, exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause, 1, 2, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, pause, 1, 2, exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause, 1, 2, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, pause, 1, 2, exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause, 1, 2, inhale, and return to the normal breath for a few more minutes. Now inhale deeply from the nose, out the mouth, exhale, start to move your fingers, wrists and ankles, and let's slowly lift ourselves up to our final cross-legged position. Bring your hands in front of the heart. Elongate the spine, lower your chin down for a gesture of humility. And let's finish with our final prayer. May we all be happy. May we all be healthy. May we all live in peace. Namaste. And thank you for your practice.